Hello and welcome to another episode of I Try Get Better at Vlogging. Also, yeah, here it's me, and I guess I'll explain later. Intro. Hi guys, it's Mica from Mica Makes Art, and as I roll the clips of me actually buying the craft kits that I will be testing today, I'd like to say if you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe for more content. And perhaps see some of my old videos. But anyway, here are the 3 craft kits. I'm going to start for this spin art kit. I used to have one like this. It was a bigger one and it was from Crayola, so it definitely wasn't $1. You know what? I think it was actually $20. So that's even more of a reason to get the $1 kit. Also, I did in fact check the front of the box. It said for 8+, and luckily I fit in that category, so I should be fine. And it's a pretty standard box, you know, your standard rectangular prism. And you might be like, what's inside this box? Well, I'll get to that. But the box does come with some simple instructions to follow, and ooh, look, me opening a box. For once in my life, it didn't take me 5 million years. But here's what we got. We got some paint. I love how they're in the 3 primary colors, so as I go on, I did try to mix them, and we'll get there when we get there. But as you see, we have the mechanism, and the thing to spin it, which I was a little confused of by first, but honestly, it's not that hard to understand. And I am a messy artist, regardless of what kind of craft I'm using. So, of course, I did put a paper towel underneath, just in case there was spillage. And you see me, I'm testing out the mechanism right now. As far as assembly goes for this kit, it wasn't hard. The only problem I might have seen is the white spinner inside, like I don't know what you call it, but the red box. If spun too hard, it does have a tendency to pop out. And especially, I show this later on, but especially as you have paint on there, it's really hard to get it back into place. But aside from that, pretty standard, just clip it in. And now it's time to actually get my spin art on. This kit in particular came with 8 of these circles, where basically to insert them, the white device has little slits. You have to make sure you slip it under and make sure it's secure. And that can be troublesome once again, especially when there's paint on it. But overall, pretty standard assembly. So now with assembly in place and I'm making sure the mechanic works, the next logical step would go into the paint. And honestly, I was a little hesitant because I have seen plenty upon plenty of craft kit videos where the paint in the set is either too dry, all crusty, musty, and even sometimes unusable. So fingers crossed, I was really hoping they weren't. And I watched the instructions just to make sure, and apparently I have to shake them a lot. So welcome to this super sped up version of me shaking all the paint. The box didn't really tell me how long to shake them for, so I was like, that's probably good. Anyway, the first color was red, and of course, my luck, as soon as I opened it, literally nothing came out, and I was like, no. But then I realized there was kind of some dry paint at the tip, but anyway, all it took was some scissoring off, and I did get red to come out. And for this first one, I decided to take the first approach the box recommended, which is put the paint on first and then spin. So that's what I did here, and it was only red that had the dry paint just at the beginning. And honestly, spinning it, especially when things get a little crazy later on regarding colors, does look very satisfying. So the only problem with putting the paint and then spinning is I didn't really get a bunch of the spin. So I tried the other option the box said, which is spin as I go and then put the drops on. And as you can see, it does work a lot better than the first method, unless, I guess it really all depends on what kind of design you're more into. Personally, I prefer the spinning and as I spin, put the paint. And I do later on try the paint first and then spin method just to see, in case I did do something wrong. But I think still overall, I prefer the way it's currently going down because whenever I think spin art, this is the art I imagine. And personally, I'm a fan of all the colors and just the way they mixed. Now next up, I was like, you know what? It gave me 8 circles here to use. I'm going to use all 8 circles. So for the next one, this is a couple of seconds long, and then I like speed it up some of the other circles just so I don't take up too much time. For this one, I tried to mix some colors, so I tried to do blue and red to make purple. I almost forgot. And you can kind of see the purple in some parts if you like really look, but they don't mix super well. So here they are, all 8 shots are in the background, and for my concluding thoughts, I did use all the paint, because I was like, why not? The machine itself is great, as you can see, it does get very messy, but honestly, I didn't clean it in between. If you clean it in between, it would probably work fine and you wouldn't have to deal with the mess. But overall, I really enjoyed this kit, and if you ever at a Dollar Tree where you find this kit for $1, highly recommend it. The next kit I will be reviewing is this glow-in-the-dark sand art kit, and once again from this box, this is for 5 and higher, so I should be good there. Whew. And it comes with one standard bag with everything you would need. We have first up the cute bottle you put the sand in. The only downfall I would see here is the writing that it comes with, which kind of obstructs the vision of the sand, but other than that, pretty cute bottle. Now the packaging does says it comes with 1 glow-in-the-dark sand bag and 2 non-glow-in-the-dark, which all 3 of them did, but I guess, you get what you get, and I'm assuming it's the yellow one. The only real complaint I had here was, and really quick, what I'm doing right now is, once again, I'm a messy artist, and this is sand, and this sand's gonna get everywhere, so I put a white poster board under, so once I'm done, I can just pick up the poster board and dump the sand into the trash. But anyway, here we go. Something I did notice from the 3 colors is it's very obvious which one is the glow-in-the-dark one, and oh yeah, it also comes with the tool that I can use to make cool designs. You'll see later on I try to do that, and I kind of really fail at it. But that aside, the yellow you see me using right now, I could tell was glow-in-the-dark, partially because of the texture. It basically was like mini pebbles, as opposed to the sand feel, and as you can see, I'm trying to do something. My original plan was to do stripes of different colors, but I think the different texture really messed it up because the blue and the pink, as I put on, started to get in between the yellow instead of stacking on top of it. This could just be me not knowing how to do sand art, because I really didn't do a bunch of research into it. But yeah, I tried as hard as I could to make a cool design. In retrospect, like I said, I should have done my research, but I didn't think it would be this hard, or hard for lack of a better word to use here. I did wish this kit came with some type of funnel, so making the sand wouldn't get all over the place, or maybe it would, but I think it would be easier. But the way I chose to solve this was to cut a tiny hole in the bag, but as you saw, nope. I'm still a very messy artist. But anyway, I think I'm gonna let the video play for a bit as you watch me struggle to try to do something cool here. Hi, it's me again, and as I'm putting on some final touches of the piece, I thought this was a good time to come in and talk about my final thoughts on the overall craft. And, for $1, it does get what you come for. I actually don't test the glow-in-the-dark kit, which is my B, but it doesn't look entirely awful, so if you want to craft, I recommend. So last, but certainly not least, and honestly my favorite out of these 3 craft kits is this little wood shop kind of assemble your own race car. And really quick, yeah, I don't open it correctly the first time. Talk about embarrassing. But anyway, what does this kit come with? And I know what you might be thinking, or maybe not, who knows. When you initially dump out the bag, it does seem like a lot, but it's basically just the wood pieces to make the car, which, like I said, the back of the bag has some easy to follow instructions, which honestly are very helpful. And the little white, I guess, tube you see is some glue, which in my experience comes with plenty of glue to use. And honestly, very glad they include it, because, to be honest, I don't know where the glue in my house is. But that's kind of off topic. As I went through with assembling this kit, I do have some piece of advice that I am very willing to give if you ever run across a kit similar to this. Don't rush trying to put the car or whatever you're building together, because me being very impatient, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put all these pieces together. I mean, how long does it take glue to dry? What's the worst that could happen? Let's just say we got to a point where the pieces started sliding everywhere, and then like it didn't start to look like a car in some parts. So after a good bit of me struggling and re-gluing a lot of pieces, I did let the glue dry before I started adding more. So my advice, don't be in a rush, take your time and give the glue time to dry. Going through the process of making this vehicle, I honestly think I might go back to Dollar Tree and buy some of their other products similar to this. For example, they have like birdhouses, planes, boats, and for some reason those are the only three I can remember. But honestly, I had a lot of fun. Also, excuse me, I had something in my throat there for a second. Jumping ahead of myself just a little bit, I think my favorite part of this kit isn't, or I don't know if you would count it as part of the kit, because I think the kit, and I'm saying kit a lot, but anyway, I think the kit itself is making the car. But honestly, my favorite part was decorating and painting the vehicle, just because there was so much you could do. Literally, the sky was the limit. If you wanted to add clay and add some extra pieces to the car, you honestly could. As you see later on, for this car I take inspiration from the Disney Pixar movie Cars. I know, very original. But anyway, that movie holds a special place in my heart, and short little story time here. It was the first movie I've ever saw in theaters. I think it was 5, 6. I actually don't know, but I was small, and I remember I stood up in my seat the whole time, which was fine. I wasn't being rude. We were in the back row, just because I was short and couldn't see the screen. But I loved that. I had my own little like Lightning McQueen and Mater plush that I would carry everywhere, and so to this day, one of my favorite movies, and honestly one of my favorite franchises. Also, the way I'm thinking of doing this is doing the painting where I just have the music playing, so you can just see how it's being painted and such. So I think now would be a perfect time to give you my favorite thoughts on the kit. So overall, once again, like all the 3 kits I reviewed in here, this was $1, and I know it sounds weird, but honestly, I would recommend all 3 if you're looking for a craft that takes time to do. And honestly, all 3 crafts give you a very satisfying result. I think most so the car, or in my personal opinion, this does, because you get a moving car out of it. I think that's pretty cool. And I think highly recommend if you see any of these kits at school, apparently at school, at the store, do buy them, or at least give them a chance. So as we go into the final speed paint of me actually painting the car, I'd like to say once again, if you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to look forward to more content. And, as always, see you soon!